for paragraph. Similarly, BR is a tag which is called as break line. So when you write something like this is a paragraph with line breaks, line break, another break. Now if I don't use any tag in between, it will be shown as a continuous line. That is, this is a paragraph with line breaks, another break. But what we are doing over here is, after this is, we have written one BR, that is BR is break line. So you can see in the output, that is the only portion which shown. Then the content directly comes to the next line, that is a paragraph, because we have written a paragraph afterwards break line. After a paragraph, I have once again used BR. That means the next content which is with line break is again coming to the next line, that is with line breaks. And to understand difference between BR and HR, here I have put in HR, that is horizontal line. So when I use HR, it is not only put my content over a next line, but also it will draw a horizontal line between the content. So you can see this is a paragraph with line breaks. Here 2 line breaks are there. Then we have used HR, that is horizontal line. Once again we have put BR, that is another break. So line break and another break. So this is how paragraph, break line and horizontal lines are working. Now moving ahead with HTML, we have seen whatever the text we have seen till this moment. These old texts were not covering formatting aspect. Now formatting is the important part, because see, when we are writing some Word document, we want some things to be shown in a different color, with different font size, with a different layout. So to see that particular aspect, now we are moving with one important tag, that is called style. Now style tags is having, see, style is actually not a tag, it's an attribute. You can use style attribute in so many tags. You can use with heading, with paragraph and with some other tags. So in our example, we have written this H1, that is heading. Now H1 is a heading which is shown over here. So you can see this is the H1 tag covering with /H1, and the content between H1 is heading. So here is an heading is showing, but it is showing with different color. How? Because we have applied style attribute. In style attribute, there are so many values which you can define and which results in a different format. Like here, what we have set is, we have set values font family with Vardhana. That means Vardhana is a font and I want my headings to be shown in the Vardhana font. So I have specified font family $sign Vardhana. When you want to apply any style, you have to specify the attribute name and the correspondence value. So here attribute name is font family and value we have supplied Vardhana. That means our heading is shown with Vardhana font. Similarly, I have applied one more value, that is color equal to red, that is color : red. So here my heading is showing with red color in the Vardhana font. Next thing, I have similarly used style tag in paragraph. I have used style attribute in paragraph tag. So in paragraph tag, now I have once again used style attribute. In style attribute, I have specified font family $sign Courier. That means I want the text to be shown with Courier font. Here I want background color to be shown with blue, color shown with color shown with white, and not only that, but I want the text with some specific size. That means I want to specify font size. So here I have specified font size 15 pixel and my content is, this is a paragraph. So you can see both of the lines are showing with different format, and that is possible through style attribute. So these style attributes, when you apply style attribute, you can set any kinds of formatting with a different background, different font color, different font style and different font size. Now, to understand style, there are 5 attributes which you can use under style. That is background color. In background color, you can specify standard color name, or even in HTML, you could have 2 methods to specify it with color. You see, color is always with a combination of red, green and blue. So even you can write background color with red, green, blue values. Now we can see in the digital colors is consist with red, green, blue combination. Wherever red start with 0 to 255, green start with 0 to 255 and blue start with 0 to 255. And the intermediate values of red, green and blue will result to the different color. I'll give the example. Say for example, if I want red color, I can write background color colon red, or even I can write RGB. RGB is a function. In RGB, I will specify the first value 255, which is representing red. Then I will specify comma 0 0. That means I want red to be displayed. So red is a full value with 255, green with 0, blue with 0. That means red is nothing but red is RGB 25500. Similarly, if you want white color, the all values read to be 255. That means RGB 255 colon 255 colon 255. That means red is full, green is full, blue is full. That means it is a full color called white. And for black, it is RGB 000. Even if you have a knowledge of hexadecimal code, you can directly write hexadecimal code with hash mark. Hash mark, red hexadecimal value, green hexadecimal value and blue hexadecimal value. Something like for representation of 255, the hexadecimal value is FF. So if I want color, I could write hash FF. That means it is a white color. So we were gone in the discussion of background color. You can specify in RGB or hexadecimal combination. Similarly, you can specify color. Font family. In font family, you can specify any font name. Then font size. Font size you can specify in the pixel, 5 pixel, 7 pixel, 8 pixel, depend upon your requirement. And lastly, you can use one more attribute that is called text align. Now when we are writing our content, the content comes under some container that is called paragraph or heading or something like that. Now we require our content to be set with some alignment that could be left or right, or somewhere we requires in center, and somewhere we requires no alignment, but it should be in justified mode. Justify means at the left side the content would be touched and right side the content would be touched. Now we are moving with a important aspect with HTML, and this important aspect is nothing but till this moment we have discussed writing a text with HTML, formatting a text in HTML. But now we are going to discuss if I want some images to be incorporated in HTML page, how I can do. So in this particular section called embedding image, we are going to discuss how we can have image with our HTML page. So when you want image in your HTML page, you can use the tag that is called img. Now img is the tag through which you can embed image wherever you want within your HTML page. Now when you are using img tag, you are required to be taken care of some of the attributes of img tag. And these attributes are src, width, height and alternative text. Now important attributes of img is src. When you want image to be incorporated or when you want image to be embedded with your page, you must be aware where your image is located. So your image file name and the path of the image file name must be in your awareness. So here the src value could be file name, or it could be file name with some specified path. It could be even remote path. Like if you want image from other website to be incorporated in your own website or in your own web page, you can specify remote path as well. And the one more attribute, that is alter. Alter is always called as alternative text. Now, when you use this alter attribute, it never been appear anywhere. But we suggest when you use image, you must use altered text. Why? Because in certain case, when user is surfing the website, and when they were surfing the website, due to less speed, image is sometime loading very slow. So until and unless your image is not loading properly, whatever you have written in alternative text would be appear, so that user could have some idea like what kind of image is going to be appear. So he can be stick with some web page or he can ignore particular thing. And second thing, this alternative text is also used in Google. When you are having images incorporated with your website, and if you are specifying alter attribute with some appropriate name, Google or any other search engine is understanding your image. Something like nowadays we are writing some keywords in Google. So in Google, suppose we are writing birthday wish. So we are not only getting the birthday wish related web pages, but nowadays Google is also showing some blended result, and this blended result is nothing but you are able to see birthday wishes, images, videos, etc. So how Google comes to know that what kind of image is having what kind of meaning? It comes in understanding through this attribute called alter. Now to understand in detail, we'll see one example. So this is the example. This is example of how you can embed image with your HTML page. So in embedding image, you can see here we have written simple code. Our web page start with HTML. Second tag we have written body. That means here we want some contents to be appear. Our program is ending with body, ending with HTML. And in the program, we have written one text that is welcome to campus. But welcome to campus, in the welcome to campus, here I have embedded one image. This image is written through img tag. In img tag, I have used src bisect.jpg. That means here I want, in this my web page, I want welcome to one particular image I am showing and then campus. So here you can see the output, welcome to campus. But what campus I am inviting you? I am inviting through bisect.jpg. So bisect.jpg is appearing in my HTML page. Here, this is the part where you can write some image name. And even as I earlier told, you can also write URL of the image. That means if you want some image to be called from other website, you can write full path of your image, that is called URL. URL is nothing but it's a unified resource location. Now, moving ahead with our HTML journey, we are now going to learn table. See, table is playing important role when you want some things to be present in your HTML page in the structural form. You want some data, and data always been shown in tabular format. So for tabular format, we used to have some table. And how we can have table in HTML? So here you can see one example. In this example, I've shown one table. This table is having 3 rows, 2 column. Right? Here you can see this is 2 column, this is first column, second column, and 3 rows, 1 row, second row, third row. So to design this kind of table, what we requires to write in HTML? So when you want tables to be written in HTML, table start with table tag. So here you have to very first write table tag. Now in the table tag, you have to write some attributes. We are going to discuss the attributes, but for now I can say the table consists attribute width, and the value of width is 100%. That means I want my tables to be shown in 100% width. And even I want borders of the table, so I have specified attribute border value 1. That means I want one size border with covering to my content of the table. And for table, in the table tag you have to write tr tag for your table row. So this tr tag is representing table row. So here I have written tr. Then in tr you have to either use th or td. Now when you can use th and when you can use td? When you want your table, normally when we have table, the first row is always been called as heading. So our first row is representing heading, so you can use table head. The tag name is th, and the subsequent row would be comes with table data, so td. So here in table row we have written th name, th as. Once these two values we have covered, we are completing our table row with /tr. So here is the output. You can see the name is coming as a first cell value, age is coming as a second cell value. Now here after these two value I'm completing my table row, so I'm completing with /tr. Now for this table only I have a second row, so again I am starting with tr. In the second row I am having two value, that is Mohit Patel and Vijay Salunke. So this Mohit Patel and Vijay Salunke is my next cells, which I have again covered with td. Now you can see the difference. First row I have used with th and second row I am using td. That means here your first row will show the content with little bit bold font, that is representing heading of the table. While in Mohit Patel, the content of Mohit Patel is showing with normal fonts. Similarly with age, as is covering with th, that is heading, so it is little bold. Then Vijay Salunke is again in a small or in a regular font size. And the next row is again the third row, that is covering with tr/tr, and values are 35, 32. 35 covers with td, ending with /td. 32 covered with starting with td, ending with td. So to understand table, very first you are required to understand how many rows and how many columns you are willing to have with your table. So if you are having 4 rows, 3 columns, so in that case 4 rows means